I was thinking of contributing to an arbitrage bot, and then when I read some line of the code, it actually just sent my money to an unknown address, you know? It's pure scam. I mean, and I wasted half of my day, you know, investigating the code. Of course, I'm not a very skillful coder myself, but yeah, but just speaking of, you know, for average users, you know, for financial inclusion purposes, when we talk about, you know, for the majority of the population, I guess, you know, regulation or centralization and decentralization, they are not necessarily mutually exclusive.
I mean,
and I think,
sorry, go ahead.
So, just one word on the CDFI integration. I think this is an interesting topic, but I also think that by design, the goal should be to build the DeFi underlying primitives in a way that they can be used, they can at least be used by those people who really need it and want it in a decentralized manner. But then, to make it accessible to a broader public, it does make a lot of sense to allow those bridges to the external world, to the non-technical people, by allowing some sort of interface by traditional players, by banks or like regulated entities that allow you to convert like whatever you take out in tokens to fiat or convert them back. So you can still kind of benefit from the efficiency gains and from some of the benefits offered by DeFi while still also kind of enjoying the extra security or the extra at least confidence that you may put in your bank or your service provider. So I think there is kind of a fruitful collaboration or possible between CeFi and DeFi. But the base layer, I do think that this should be based on a decentralized layer. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense. Otherwise, why would you do it in the first place?
I mean, centralized is always more efficient than decentralized, and nobody's arguing here. The problem is that people don't trust centralized anymore. That's the main problem I see. The main problem for decentralized or DeFi, I would say, we didn't really talk about this yet, is this interface to the real world, right? Something like oracles, price oracles, and stable coins. I quoted Thomas Jordan before negatively, so let me say something positively as well. So he said it exactly correctly, right? So if we're going to see a bank run, I would fully agree that this comes from a stablecoin meltdown, and then people wouldn't trust the system anymore. So I think this is something we have to understand. So either we can go and say, you know, the future is anyway decentralized, and there's no centralized players anymore, and no SMB and BIS and whatnot, right? That could happen, we don't know. But if not, we have to have the interface somehow. And there, maybe something like CBDCs in a DeFi world would be fine, or as you say, a centralized, decentralized system would also be fine.